Hey guys, we're here with Battlefield Hardline. This is Gabe Vega, Vegeta X2, and I'm here with.
Thomas DePeso. Some gameplay footage I recorded earlier, playing as the I guess the pseudo engineer class. It's called the mechanic.
On Battlefield Hardline.
Yeah, got the Uzi 9mm.
So how's the game doing for you? I mean, you're a pretty big Battlefield fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I would almost say I'm a Battlefield fanboy, but I don't know.
Well, it depends. When did you start?
Battlefield 2.
Okay, but you did get Vietnam.
Yeah, I had Vietnam, but I just back then I was too much of a noob to get my PC to work properly to play it. So we won't talk about that.
So how are you liking Hardline right now?
I'm enjoying it. It's but I have, like I said, mixed reviews about it. I mean, you play the game. What do you think about it?
I mean, I like it. It's a bit like Payday, but I mean, for me, it's easier to kind of jump into the game. I think my main issue is the fact that people are still doing the one-man army thing, which doesn't exactly help when you're trying to either stop people or loot.
Yeah.
One thing people are good at as the cops, I've noticed, is they're amazing at camping for trying to stop the takeaway. So
yeah, it's pretty police heavy on this one.
Yeah.
I like it because I like the Battlefield franchise. I have to say that, and it seems like they put little things to improve the game, which I wish they would have put in Battlefield 4. Like we cut it out, but at the beginning of the game there's a timer that makes sure everyone can start at the same time. So if you're doing like something like let's say that was in Rush, that you wouldn't be able to spawn in, and people with slower connections wouldn't be able to. We would miss the first action of the game.
That was the SSD advantage I think you used to talk about.
Yeah, that and the internet. Yeah, your internet connection. But the guy was kind of looting the vault. We got him there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The netcode is always a big problem lately with Battlefield 4 especially. People are talking about going back to playing Battlefield 3 because it has better netcode.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you feel about the netcode on this one?
On this one, it seems very sensitive to anything over like 100 ping. If you're playing with a teammate that's running a little bit hotter or slower, I mean,
see that?
it's a little bit of an issue. I've played with a couple people on my team, and it's like our squad has a couple guys at like 10 and between 10 and 20 ping, and then we have somebody that's like at 130 and maybe 200 ping, and those 200 guys the game just starts kind of tripping out. So that's a little bit of an issue, but as long as you can get organized on the right server on the right coast, it seems like it's pretty good. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty smooth. I mean, most of my shots land where they're supposed to.
You're gonna see a big time taser fail right here.
Uh-oh.
Bam, fail. No, I mean, yeah, it seems a little bit better. That my main gripe though is I have to see the vehicles. I know road killing is super fun, but the whole thing with Battlefield is that when you exit the vehicle, it's not like Far Cry. It has like a cutscene. You actually just exit the vehicle. I'm sorry. You just kind of pop out of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, people will be pulling up in the squad cars or their Dodge squad cars. They can't say Dodge, I guess, or their Cadillac CTSs, the bad guy cars. But you can't say that either. And they just, you're shooting at them. You're getting hit markers. All of a sudden, they disappear, and you don't even know. It's so fast, and then they're shooting you, and they kill you.
Oh yeah.
It's like they need to make that where I don't know how you would change that.
I guess it's just handling the animation at that point. When does the model disappear? When does it enter? Can you have a model that does a gesture that they're entering a car?
Yeah.
Or
but that's not Battlefield though. Battlefield is you exit the vehicle, you instantly or you're out of the vehicle. That's just what it's known for. They talked about that, like even like how in Halo, the original Halo, when you get into a vehicle, it has a third person cutscene, and then goes back to first person.
Yeah.
So do you think they could do that?
I mean, they could. I think that would be very resisted by the community.
Yeah.
It's a bit unnatural. I mean, we're watching some of these clips. Everything's just.
I've just popped in and out of the vehicle, and I'm like the gunner. I'm back, popped instantly in it. The thing that also they improved on Hardline compared to the regular, I would call it vanilla Battlefield now, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that when you're driving and you get out, and he says, "Hey, take the wheel,"
Yeah.
So at least it gives like a vocal thing to the other person in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like if the person's flying the chopper and he bails out, he yells, "Hey, take the stick," as your chopper crashes and you die. But I mean, at least there's the courtesy of it, Which is another improvement that I wish they would have put in Battlefield 4, but
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cheesy to have a vehicle stop and you're gunning away and then realizing nobody's there. Your Guardian, freaking just a whale, hoping you don't get blown up. That's another thing, too, is I noticed the sensitivity is crazy on vehicles for weapons. But like on the chopper, it's actually it's pretty armored up. Which
well, no, I kind of like that though because now you can actually take out a vehicle with small arms. You don't need an RPG.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's something to adjust to when you have armor, and then you are driving a Dodge or a Cadillac, as you said.
Yeah. Well, there are two vehicles that are armored though too.
Those aren't as abundant though. The quantity of those and. Pretty much when somebody gets them, they just hold on to that thing till it blows up.
Yeah, or they're a noob and they get out and they give it to the other team, and then that's
smart.
a whole other story.
I do like that, by the way, the fact that you can take another car and kind of cruise around, and because it's so new right now, and people are still trying to get used to it, they don't exactly pay attention to the fact that none of their guys are driving it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's another thing too. I like how there's lots of vehicles because that's the problem with Battlefield. Look in the spawn screen. There's like 2, 4, 6, 8 vehicles. Yeah. Plenty of motorcycles around
and they respawn fast.
Yeah, that's what I like because they're. Here's a cool thing though too is you could shoot now as the passenger, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What am I out in the sun? No, I'm out in the passenger seat here.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. That's awesome.
I do like the blowing out the window. The driver doesn't. When you shoot it and crack the glass, and if everything goes opaque, obviously.
Do you think they could add that where the driver could shoot, or you could shoot and drive? That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool. I think that they'll probably hold off on that.
Or that'd be overpowered. All right, what about the self-reviving pen? Have you seen this yet?
I've had it. I haven't had the self-revival. I've had people do the recovery, and it still has a classic accept or deny it.
Well, but the self-reviving, if you get shot, unless you get a headshot or exploded, you can self-revive, which everyone's thinking that might be a game-wrecking addition to the game.
Yeah.
Because remember, in Battlefield 3 we had the revive trains.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on. I haven't even used it yet because I don't want to be called a noob.
Yeah.
To self-revive myself. So, and normally I always play as the engineer / mechanic.
I think I was happier not knowing about it right now.
Oh, you didn't even know about it?
I didn't know about it, so I was doing a little better for myself.
Well, that's one of the things that could really. Well, it is in beta. They might take it out. It might be one of those magical things.
Well, I think that's part of the reason that they have it out so early. I mean, the other thing, how long do you think this magic's gonna last for people? You think they're going to run it out to the launch window for this beta, or you think they're going to close it up soon?
Oh no, I think they're going to close it up.
Yeah,
I think they got to work on it. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of sad to say that the game feels more polished than Battlefield 4, but I think it kind of does.
That's what happens when you have 2 years with an older engine, though. I mean,
that's true.
I think they're not using the Battlefield 4 engine, right? They're using 3.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they might be using 3.
Interesting. Yeah,
parts of 4, but along.
Well, yeah, that makes sense because the graphics weren't as polished as 4. Yeah. I kind of noticed that, but I didn't want to say anything. On there. I thought it was my computer,
No, and I mean it is pretty forgiving for settings. I mean, you have people that are on integrated graphics that are able to actually get into the game.
Well, that's cool. That's awesome.
You have people on even on like i5s and i7s with Intel. And they're able to play, which is cool. I mean, it makes it a little bit more accessible.
Gotta get this Battlefield community big, man.
Well, I mean, you need that too when you have a game that's going to be focusing heavily on online.
So, do you think it's going to be able to go to launch and people are going to give their hard-earned $70 for it, or that's another thing, or is it supposed to be like a $15 DLC?
I think the idea of the $59 entry is cool, but it would be like offering Battlefield Premium for $89 as a combo discount, and going, well, you don't have to buy it. You can buy the $59. Nobody's gonna buy the $59 because they want as much content as they can, and for $10 more,
it's a no-brainer.
It just makes sense. I mean, the thing is cool that they're gonna try and do the content weeks after, so. Hopefully it's a good release, so those 10 weeks that they're promising.
But is that something they could have released and they just want 10 extra bucks to justify it?
No, I think it's going to be a DLC-driven game where they're doing these add-on packs, new missions, new this, that, and the other. I think that. But
is it just a multiplayer game like this that's kind of a rip-off of its predecessor? I mean, we have to see maybe some of the single player because they're talking big about the single player.
Yeah, I mean that'll be interesting to see. But the life of Battlefield's always been in multiplayer. I think that's what part of this test is, to make sure that it still can hold interest. And I mean, you have people on both sides of the fence in game, and I've noticed that. I don't know if you have, where people are debating if they're still going to buy it or not.
Everyone I see is complaining and they hate it, and they're all talking smack on it. So
Yeah.
even on the Battlefield Facebook page, it's like, why would you subscribe just to talk smack?
Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead, I cut you off.
Oh no, I'm just saying. It's there are people that say, Payday's a little old for them, or it didn't quite fit the niche that they wanted for the style of action. So I mean, I think it's gonna. I think it'll do fine. It definitely buys DICE some time.
Yeah, what, for Battlefront?
for whatever they're gonna do next. And
yeah, I don't know. When I think Payday, I think that compares more to Left 4 Dead, because it's the 4v, the unspawning amounts of police, like the 4 versus the unspawning amounts of zombies. So I think this is something completely different. I know, but I do see the Payday comparison to it.
Yeah, I do. Like that. They kept a lot of the same effects. It's a really nice feature. They kept all the progression systems and all that of a traditional Battlefield. So even though it might be for doing really horrible things as a robber, it's still there.
Yeah, well, they actually improved, I think, the progression system, because now they have it where you gain money by doing actions in the game, and let's say you unlock an attachment, you can buy the attachments you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to go tiered attachments. So if you really want the Hollow sight, or the Cobra sight, which everyone loves, you can just buy that sight and be done with it. You don't have to buy all the other sights or progress through the weapon to get the sight you really want.
Except your team has to win.
Well, yeah. It's a team game? What? Well, I don't know. Bottom line, I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I kind of want to see maybe a...
I want to see more levels.
Well, yeah, there's 2 other game modes they're promised to in the multiplayer. The 4 game modes total. We only got to play with Blood Money and Heist, which I think Heist is funner.
Yeah,
but it kind of favors the police, because all they got to do is camp.
Yeah.
If your team's a bunch of noobs, and then, but I was saying I kind of want to see maybe like a single player, like a demo. Like, remember those?
Well,
where they give you a preview of some of the single player to see if it's worth your hard-earned money.
It would be interesting, because if they do a demo, it'll kind of showcase what we're gonna get with Visceral here. What kind of storytelling they're gonna do. Because I mean, Battlefield 3 wasn't the best writing. Battlefield 4 was a little better, and a lot of people still talk about the Golden Child. They want Bad Company to come back.
Yeah, I have to say, if I had to choose a story franchise, I'd say the Bad Company story was probably the best.
Yeah, if they can get something close to, if they've been paying attention to the feedback, then I think we stand to have a pretty good experience with Hardline.
If the storytelling was good on the single player, I would definitely give them my hard-earned money for sure, because I have to say, but I'm biased because I'm a fanboy. But
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, there is. Well, so how about you, Gabe? What do you think?
I'm on the fence. I want to see more of the multiplayer. I want to see what they've done with the design. And, the single player would be nice, too. I mean, to know that they had a good story to go with it. But
well, it's a 50-50. Yeah,
Battlefield's always lived in online, though. I mean, Battlefield 2 had no story.
Yeah, well, the single player was just playing against bots.
Yeah.
So that's a good story. But yeah, I mean, they had Bad Company. What are they doing? Why did they shelf Bad Company?
I really don't know. It was a good franchise, and maybe they felt at the time, it was getting away from the image they wanted or something.
What, a more serious image?
Yeah, because Call of Duty got so hardcore. You had Black Ops and Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3000 and Black Ops 5000 and Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2.
Call of Duty 4 is the best. Come on.
Oh, I know. Modern Warfare is great, but I mean the sequels basically kept trying to get grittier and more hardcore. All right, guys. So that's been our take on Battlefield Hardline. As you can see, we're still kind of stuck in the middle, trying to figure out if it's a great thing or a bad thing or a horrible thing. I'm leaning towards it that it's a cool twist on online gaming. Even as much as people rage about it, there are people that get into the idea just jokingly, like justifying how choppers are just going ballistic in the streets and making fun of the LAPD in the process. I mean, it's pretty hilarious.
Well, yeah, I was
know.
expecting there to be some drama. Maybe the LAPD police union suing EA over the game, but then
Yeah.
again, I don't know. I mean, it's fiction, but still.
It is, but I think that's kind of the lighter side. You have the negativity, people saying that they're only playing it because it's free, and then you have the people that are saying that, but they're also having a really good time. They're just maybe upset at the pricing model, or they're still sour about Battlefield 4 because that left a lot of bad impressions, even though that's not Visceral's fault.
Yeah. Well.
So I don't know. We'll have to see how this pans out, see how long the beta lasts, and what they do next. Stay tuned. We'll probably have more coverage on this, I think. I'm pretty sure Thomas isn't going to put the game down anytime soon.
No, yeah. We'll see. I might even buy it. I'm stupid.
Well, if you do, I'll get it too, and we'll play Cops and Robbers. We'll play Police Academy with everybody and piss them off.
There you go. I've always wanted to play Cops and Robbers ever since I was a little kid.
There we go. Now we can do it with
I could do it sitting on my
heavy-duty
chair.
computer hardware.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent. Well, yeah, like we said, 50-50, but time will tell on this one.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. This has been Gay Vega and
Thomas Tassonian.
all right. We'll check you guys out next time.
Thank you.
Bye.